Hi, and welcome back to Level 6 Math. Today we are going to do Saxon Math Lesson 46. Now this is all about writing decimal numbers in expanded notation and then using multiplying decimal numbers by 10 and 100. Basically we're going to talk about shifting decimal points today. Alright, so we can use expanded notation for decimal numbers, not just whole numbers. And the way we do that, here we're going to the right instead of to the left, right? So as we go to 1/10th, 100th, 1000th, and keep going, we can write that out in expanded notation. Now we do this to understand the different parts of the number. So when we do decimals, a lot of kids get confused with tenths and hundredths and thousands. And so if we do it in expanded notation, hopefully we can understand that a little better. So here we're looking at 4.025. 4, of course, as a whole number, we just do 4 times 1. Then we're going to look at this. With zeros, we always skip the 0, right? So we want to go to the 2, and the 2 is in the hundredths place. So we would say 2 times 1 over 100. That would give us 0.02. Now the 5 is in the thousandths place, so we're going to do 5 times 1 over 1,000. This isn't hard when you step back and kind of think about it. But this is one of those things that a lot of students make mistakes on just because we're not used to doing it, and it's really hard to see the real world application. Really, this is more of a processing thing, and there's no direct application. You're not going to go out in the world and have someone say, hey, can you do this in expanded notation for me? No, you'll never do that outside of school. But this is just to help us understand numbers better, all right? So it's something that we're going to practice. It's a little frustrating, I think, but it'll be good for you. So write 5.06 in expanded notation. So we'll start with 5 times, where is it? 5 times 1. All right, then we take the 0 we don't need to worry about. The 6 is in the hundredths place. So 6 times 1 over 100. That's all we do, and you have to write out the whole thing. Now, the reason we write it in parentheses for each part of the number is because we know from PEMDAS, order of operations, that parentheses are the first things you do to solve. So if we can keep each section separate in parentheses, that's how we keep it. That doesn't make any sense. Just forget the last 30 seconds of your life. I wasted it for you. All right, let's write this. So now they've done it in expanded notation. We just need to put it back. So we've got 4 times 1/10, so that would be 4 tenths, 0.4. And then 5 and 1,000. So we don't have anything in the hundreds, so we know there's going to be a 0 in between those because there's no 1 over 100. So we can go 4 in the tenths place and 5 in the thousandths place. It just looks like this: 4 in the tenths, then that 0, 5 in the thousandths place. And it might even help you. You see how there's 3 zeros here? You can put 3 spaces and just kind of fill that out. So you know I'm going to fill these 3 digits. The last one's going to be a 5. The one in the tenths column is going to be a 4, and then you know you have that 0 just to fill the gap. All right, now let's talk about mentally multiplying. When we multiply whole numbers by 10 or 100, we can just attach a 0. So if we're multiplying by 10, there's 1 0 there, so we're just going to put 1 0 to whatever we're multiplying by. So 24, add a 0, is 240. 24, if we're timesing by 100, that's 2 zeros, so just add 2 zeros to 24 and we get 2,400. It seems like we're just attaching zeros, but what we're actually doing is we're shifting the digits to the left. So if it's 24 and we shift 1, well, I'm shifting the decimal place to the right, but I'm shifting the digits, they're going to the left. That's how we're getting 240. With decimals, we're doing the opposite, we're going to the right. So we can see this on a chart if we just shift those digits to the left. See how they went 1 space to the left? We filled a 0. It's a 1 place shift. Here, if we had 2 zeros, it's shifting it 2 places to the left. So when we multiply a decimal number by 10, the digits shift 1 place to the left. Again, I'm sorry, I said to the right earlier. We're still shifting to the left if we're multiplying. But now we have a decimal there that we have to shift it to. So the 0.24, if we multiply it by 10, it's going to be 2.4, just because we shifted it once to the left. I always just remember to move the decimal 1 place to the right, and that's why I told you we're going to the right earlier. So we're shifting the digits to the left, but the decimal goes to the right. All right, so although the digits are shifting 1 or 2 places to the left, we get the same effect by moving the decimal point to the right, so that's what I was thinking earlier. So with 0.24, if we multiply it by 10, we're shifting the digits that way and the decimal this way, so it's going to go 2.4. All right. With a 2-point shift, if we're multiplying by 2 zeros, that's just moving 2 places. 1, 2. Now we have 24. And if we if we did it by 3 zeros and there's nothing there, then we just add a 0, so it'd be 240. All right. So multiply 3.75 by 10. We're just going to move the digits one place to the left or the decimal one place to the right. We're going to just shift there to 37.5. So it's a pretty easy thing to do. It's just a one place shift. And we don't have to add any zeros in this case because we've already got digits in those placeholders. If we do it by 2 decimal places, 1, 2, now it's going to be 375. So this is a 2 place shift. And again, since there are no decimal places, we can leave off the decimal point. We don't need it there. All right. Now this one's a little bit different, but we're doing the same thing. If we're multiplying by 10 over 10, that's just by 1. So we can do this. It doesn't change the problem at all. We're just getting rid of this decimal, but the fraction's still going to work the same way. So here we're just looking at one decimal place. So we just go over 1 to 12, over 1 to 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3, which is a lot easier to solve than 1.2 divided by 0.4. We just shift those decimals over. So this is in one instance where shifting the decimal place by multiplying by 10 or by 100 or 1,000 or whatever you need to do, it's going to actually make solving the problem a lot easier. So we get the answer of 3. That's it. That's the lesson for today. Work through your practice problems and good luck.